What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. Let me first apologize because that documentary that I released was out there for a couple of days, and I don't know if people got notifications on it or not because I had I hadn't made it public. It was still unlisted, unbeknownst to me. But just when I saw the view count, I'm like, why is there 4 views on this video? Did my people all abandon me at once? What happened? But it was my fault. I hadn't made it public. Just because it's different how YouTube has things set up now. It used to be when you release a video, you hit publish, and it would go, if you have your Twitter and your Facebook and everything else hooked up, it goes to those places. When they got rid of Google Plus, they got rid of that too. So now when you release the video, in fact, now that I think about it, I forgot to even put it in the description over in the side. It's just all different. But anyways, that's my bad. So, um, but I'm here now because I'm compelled to be because of something I always say. If you want to hide something, put it right out in the open and nobody will see it. And I didn't see it. But maybe I did see it. I'm going to say I didn't see it because I was focused on something else. My main thing was what I put forth in that mini documentary, and that is the surveillance tape. My biggest thing is with all the cameras, and in fact, I was too lazy to source footage for you from the vigil where people are inside the shopping center and there's wandering cameras and things, and they catch security cameras that are up in that shopping center. I don't really think I need to endeavor to bring you that because we know that's true. Go to your local Walmart when you finish watching this video and just look up and see how many cameras are on you. When you're approaching the building, just look how many cameras are looking at you. So I can just testify to you to say that I've seen several cameras with my own eyes that are in that shopping center, but particularly I've seen at least 2, possibly 3 cameras that look directly at where this event took place. And I find it disturbing that we've not seen that footage. I'm hoping Media Takeout or TMZ or somebody, or some of these other sites that normally have some of the stuff will end up getting it, because I think that this is again one of those things where it's tragic, but for us as a culture, what white people probably won't understand, certainly law enforcement, which is also white people, is the best thing they could do is show us this video. Don't give me it's gruesome and it's squeamish and this. We live in a society of nothing but violence and gore all damn day. Every time I turn my channel, it's titties and ass and gore and violence and everything else. Even here on YouTube, they claim their sponsors are, I guess their sponsors are like the Vatican and Mother Teresa's mother, but again, it's just another tool that they put in place. I'm not going to get into that because this is not about that, but I could do an hour on that, and I probably will, and I have. But I want to say that we are a traumatized people. We can take seeing somebody getting shot because they have no problem releasing the videotape when one of them murders one of us. We always see the dash cam video, or here's the police, Eyewitness News has obtained the video, obtained. Well, start obtaining. Because this is going to go a long way for peace. And I would suggest to you that the reasoning to not release it would be to keep conjecture out there. And they're really doing a job on us now, because as I showed you in the security video that I brought you, that's not to whoever said, whoever didn't watch the damn video, that video is not on that property. It's at I think it's a Shell station or something. Did you not get to the Google Earth stuff that I did at the end? Huh? One thing you don't want to ever do is start commenting on my video before you've seen the entire thing. I just pick my battles. I don't say anything. But I could annihilate you. You understand? So let that be a warning to all who would listen to the Jedi. If you're gonna watch a piece of mine, you need to watch it from beginning to end and then say what you gotta say. Or you can make comments along the way, but make sure you get to the end so that you don't embarrass yourself. Now, I reiterate, that video is not from the shopping center. Period. The damn end. But there's problems with it. Because the more I watch it, exactly what I said in my video is exactly what is happening in front of us. This dude is the only phantom image in the whole video. Everybody else you can make out bodies and it's a solid person. He's somehow this ghostly phantom that we can see directly through. I don't accept it. I don't accept it. But more than that, if they don't release it, then they need to tell us they're not releasing it, which is not a good idea. And or they tried to get the video but that the video cams weren't working or something like that, because that will play into what I'm bringing you right now. This dude. Language is important, everybody. Language. And language can be verbal and nonverbal. Language can be what you say, but it can also be what you did not say. And that can be verbal or physical. What did you say? What you didn't say? What did you say? Who said it? How did they say it? And what language did they use to say it? Let me also interject on my own self to say that if I see one more tarot reading as video, I will throw myself from the tallest structure that I can find in a last dramatic act. I'm over it. Like, I've never seen a case where all of a sudden I see all this tarot reading and this tarot, and I'm over it. I can't. I also saw a video of his mother. Very beautiful woman. You could definitely see he looked like his mama. And beautiful woman, and she talked about how when she went to identify him, there's no marks or anything on his face. He was just peaceful. And she said he had a sweet aroma about him. It was very engaging to watch and listen to her, because this was his vessel of life, But this dude is not having, and I took him for granted, when I first watched him, the first time I saw him, the thing that stood out to me straight cold through was he kept saying, this is jealousy and envy. And he said why it stood out is because he said it so many times. So even if it wasn't something bad, or even if it's something good, when somebody just keeps saying something, that a word keeps repeating, eventually, no matter how much of a deep sleep you might be in at that moment, it sticks. Like, why do you keep saying that? Why do you keep saying that? Why are you saying that? Why do you keep saying that phrase? Why do you keep saying that? He kept saying that. But also, I don't see any sorrow from this dude. This is not like a month later or a week later or the next day. No. The event is still happening. Police and investigators are on the scene. Uh, News helicopters are overhead. Paramedics. I mean, there's a lot going on, and he is giving a statement. There's other footage of him that I may bring. I don't know. Where it's just not consistent. But I want to point out some things he says here. Just for the obvious. Now, I'm also sick of these people who are also saying that Nipsey faked his own death. There's people with outrageous theories that are not based in any fact or anything. It's just random. And so, could that be misinformation agents that are purposely uploading outrageous stuff? That's possible. We don't put anything past the enemy of our people. They are the spawn of the devil, so no evil act is beyond them. So that's absolutely plausible. No issue with that. Chris Darden getting involved is just like, what? And we know that if you give a nigga a coin that's not a Muslim, that doesn't fear God in the last day, they pretty much gonna do anything. Always have. Now, I'm not indicting this dude, but I offer this to say this is our person of interest. And I want to remind you that in the preliminary hearing, Chris Darden has entered a plea of not guilty for this Eric Holder dude. That's a bold thing. And if it was anybody else, I would be okay, they're claiming not guilty, and it's okay, we'll find it. Chris Darden is already hated by the black community. And I'm also disgusted that when they speak about him, they don't mention that when they mention him being part of the OJ trial and that black folks was against him, but they don't mention that that's because he was brought in after it all started. We already knew who the prosecution team was. He was brought in later. So, of course, we saw him as the black Sambo being brought in to play the part for Massa. Had he been one of them when they first showed up, we still would have judged him, but it probably wouldn't have reached the levels that it did, I suggest. But here's a dude who is responsible for OJ trying on the gloves. That was Chris Darden's brilliant idea. And as we know, the gloves did not fit. You see. Just didn't fit. If that had been somebody white, and we were saying it didn't fit, white folks would have said it fit. But because it was a black man that killed a white woman, and the glove clearly didn't fit, they were like, he was doing his fingers. They came up with every reason why them gloves didn't fit. Because that slashed their ego. No, white heifer, they don't fit. Go home. But Chris Darden was the person responsible for that. And I offer that to say that here is somebody who's not, as much as I cannot thank Chris Darden, and he needs to die off, I don't see him showing up for a high-profile case like this to try to get somebody off that was guilty unless he is already part of some large cabal. We'll go in and execute Nipsey Hussle. we will bring in Chris Darden, you will enter a plea of not guilty, and then we will make it go that way. Because I could imagine a scenario for you where the whole city would have motive for Nipsey to be dead, because they're spending billions for this mass transit rail that's going through there, or subway, or whatever it is. And I already told you in the documentary, that's a choice piece of land. South Central Los Angeles, that's choice land. Plus, in that specific area, you had sort of, businesses that were, not fully invested. Nipsey was raising the bar. This was a smart store that he put in. This technology was like no other. You understand? Oh man, I can't answer it right now. Anyway, he had big things popping, little things stopping, you know. And so I could see where the city would have a motive to have him done away with, because he wasn't going nowhere. And that was his flagship store. And he was planning to open others. You understand? But let's hear this guy, because, and I'll talk more about that, but I want to get into this dude, Cowboy. Because I think also that he may have been the dude that I actually saw in my documentary when I was calling him wife beater, and I was like, you see the gut and everything? Maybe that wasn't a gut. This dude has a little bit of a portly belly, but not so much. He's just shaped like, I mean, he was walking around out there in a wife beater and shorts. And we saw wife beater, and maybe that wasn't really, maybe because of the way that the lighting and the quality of the video, maybe that was that damn cowboy hat that we saw. Because that person started coming out of that store as the shooter starts to walk away. Like in tandem. Like you're walking, I'm walking. Not like let him get down to the end of the shopping center and let me come out. Now the coast is clear. It was boom. The shooter starts walking off. This person comes out of that store. Watch now. The event is over. This is your dude. This, we are alleging, is this cowboy person. Right here. Now watch. Look, there was no wait time. We'll see it again. Look. Take it back a little bit more. Just. Damn it. See this. Now, he steps out from behind the whatever is blocking us. And now out comes, I say maybe just possibly it's that cowboy person. Just can't swear to it. So hear the inconsistency in what he says now. Let's go through this.
Nipsey was doing positive things in the community.
I'm gonna indulge myself with a little bit of the volume, you guys. It's always hard to. Once I have this player's volume set, I usually don't like to mess with it because that affects what you hear. And then whenever I master the balance between me and clips, that's always my sweet spot. So I'm going to be on that because of the quality of this audio. So I hope I'm not blasting you out, but I won't know that until I do playbacks. Okay, hear this now. Where's my in-house volume? Yeah, that should be a little louder than it is. Okay, all right, let's go.
Nipsey was doing positive things in the community, trying to save lives, and for
Random as hell, but every time I've seen this image of Nipsey,
was
like I just
doing
can I just borrow that jacket on me? Can I just it's can I?
positive things in the community.
The brother was dapper. You understand? Shout out to all other fake ass, feminine ass rappers out there. You understand? This is how you can be dapper and man it up. I had to get that in. But he's talking about Nipsey's helping everybody. He's the Messiah. Let's go on.
Was doing positive things in the community, trying to save lives, and for one of the people that he was trying to save to come back and kill him.
And for one of the people that he was trying to save, that says to me there was a relationship. One of the people he was trying to save. If I'm trying to save you, if I'm trying to save you, I know you. I know you. I might know your mama too, and your sister now. One of the people he was trying to save, that says to me it was a relationship.
And for one of the people that he was trying to save to come back and kill him, it was nothing but jealousy and envy.
That's your first jealousy and envy. Start marking it down, everybody. That's your first one. That's your first jealousy and envy. But also what he just said before that. And for one of the people he tried to save to come back and kill him was jealousy and envy. Let's go on.
So it's a sad situation.
No tears, no somberness. It's no nothing. Now, we will allow that a lot of these gangbangers are unemotional. But they at least get somber. I don't see none of that. This dude is standing up there like he's just having a casual conversation waiting to get his Big Mac or something. I don't know. Hear this.
It's a sad situation. The world is going to miss Nipsey. Not just this neighborhood, but all around the world. I've known him since about 2003 when he was...
I've known him since about 2003, he says.
He was a youngster since he was probably about 18, 19.
Since he's about 18, 19. Okay, fine.
19 years old. When I came home from prison.
I came home from prison. 2003. I came home from prison. That suggests to me you don't have shit going on. You just came home from prison, according to your own testimony. Hear this now.
He was out here selling his CDs.
He was out here selling his CDs. This is very important, everybody, because this stood out to me. Remember, I've known him since about 2003. I had just came home from prison. He was out here selling his CDs. His CDs. Listen now.
So we sold CDs together.
Suddenly it's we. We sold CDs together. Not we sold his CDs. So you just came home from prison. When did you get a CD to sell? What CD were you selling? Let's hear this now.
We sold CDs together.
We sold CDs together. I met him in 2003. He was selling his CDs. Then immediately after that, we were selling CDs together. Suddenly.
We had dreams of doing it big.
We had dreams of doing it big. But it wasn't a committed W when he said we, so it almost was going to be he. But it was like kind of a weak W. We had... Hear this again. Hear this. Turn your volume up if you need to, everybody. Turn it up.
We had dreams of...
Damn it. I'm too precise. Back.
We had dreams of...
Damn it. Context. Go back.
Going from prison. He was out here selling his CDs, so we sold CDs together. We had dreams of...
See that weak W? We had, like, I really don't want to include myself. That was subconscious. The lips wouldn't even say we. He had dreams. Because I need to also let you know that I heard an audio tape that I saw an interview of Nipsey in yet another radio show, and they played an audio clip for him from when he was just a youngster. And he was saying, we're not trying to get this money so we can be flashing a bunch of stuff. We're trying to get this money so we can invest. He was already saying that stuff then. You understand? So certainly that's the type of person that we know he was when this person encountered him in 2003, when he was selling his CDs. You understand? So, but the involuntary, you see that W wouldn't even come out there when he said because it really is, he had dreams of making it big, but it's a weak W. Listen and watch his mouth.
He was out here selling his CDs, so we sold CDs together. We had dreams of doing it big, and he did it big.
And then he goes, he did it big. You see? Right after that, we had dreams of doing it big. First it's he was selling his CDs, then we were selling CDs. Then it was we had we had dreams of making it big, and then right after that he goes, he did it big. Hear this now. Oh, we're gonna learn.
So when I came home from prison, he was out here selling his CDs, so we sold CDs together. We had dreams of doing it big, and he did it big.
He did it big. Not you. He did it big.
And he left his niche on earth. When we were in the business, we used to use the parking lot as our...
When we were in the business, now he's adding himself. Remember, his brother is his partner. Black Sam.
He left his niche on earth. When we were in the business, we used to use the parking...
When we were in the business...
lot as our office.
We used to use the parking lot as our office.
Before we even had an office in the building.
Before we even had an office in the building. This we stuff. We. When I look at his brother looks like he's got money. When I look at Nipsey, he clearly has money. He's got that big ass chain around his neck. I don't see no money on this dude. I don't see any money. I don't sense money. So this we is disturbing to me. Let's go on.
He did it big, and he left his niche on earth. When we were in the business, we used to use the parking lot as our office before we even had an office in the building. So every day...
Before we even had an office in the building. So every day, go on.
We would show up like we were at the office.
We would show up like we were at the office. Well, that's also inconsistent, because everything that I've learned since his death is that Nipsey wasn't there every day. He wasn't. Listen, this was his thing, but he had to fuel this with his music and all the other stuff that he was and did. But I heard many people say he wasn't there every day. He wasn't. You weren't just going to roll up there every day and you knew Nipsey was going to be there. There was no way to know that. That's what I've learned. So that doesn't pass the smell test. Let's go on.
Before we even had an office in the building. So every day we would show up like we were at the office. So I've been there from day one.
I've been there from day one, he said.
We started off selling CDs.
And now he's saying that again. We started off selling CDs.
Trunk of the car,
in the trunk of the car.
16 years ago.
16 years ago.
And we just purchased the building.
And we just purchased the building. So who are you? Is this a rapper that anybody knows? Because they were selling their CDs out the trunk of a car. He must have an album that we're all familiar with. Nah. Wait, now it gets worse, I promise you.
CDs in the trunk of the car 16 years ago, and we just purchased the building. Just bought the whole building.
We just bought the whole building.
So, it's been 16 years in the making.
It's been 16 years in the making. Let's go on.
Me and Nipsey was talking, and the dude that shot him, he came.
Me and Nipsey was talking. This is very important. And the dude that shot him, but you've been there from the beginning. And you said this is somebody who was trying to help. So why are you saying the dude that shot him? Why aren't you saying his name? Wait, it gets worse, y'all, for him.
It's been 16 years in the making. Me and Nipsey was talking, and the dude that shot him, he came and shook our hands.
He came and shook our hands. Now, we did learn in the article that I brought you in the documentary that this dude had been not seen for some time, and then he reemerged on this particular day, allegedly. But you've already said to us, so to strike the article, because this is first account, he just told us at the beginning of this that this was somebody that Nipsey was trying to help and whatever the word he used. He came up and shook our hands.
Said he was a rapper and all this old bullshit.
Said he was a rapper. No. That's the problem here. That's what provoked this video. Because if this was somebody Nipsey was trying to help and all that kind of stuff, you already know who he is and what he does. Now you're using language as to cast him as some total stranger. Said he was said he was a rapper or some old bullshit. No, that's you saying that. Hear this again now.
Building. So it's been 16 years in the making. Me and Nipsey was talking, and the dude that shot him, he came and shook our hands. Said he was a rapper and all this old bullshit.
Said he was a rapper. You wouldn't need to say that. That's not believable. That's the first flag right there. Major flag. The whole thing's a flag. But that's major, like all the way up the totem pole.
Shook our hands. The dude went and got his burger.
Shook our hands, went and got his burger.
He left. When he left, I went and took my food in.
When he left, I went and took my food in.
I took my food inside the building. The dude came back around the building busting, so.
Nah. Because that's not what we see even on the piece of crap video that we have already. The dude comes from all the way from the alley and directly to the spot and starts shooting. But he says the dude shook their hands, went and got a burger, came back, and now he's suddenly going inside with his own food, and lo and behold, there's a shooting. Wait a minute.
The dude went and got his burger. He left. When he left, I went and took my food in. As soon as I took my food in.
When he left, I went and took my food in.
When he left, I went and took my food in. As soon as I took my food, he left. The dude went and got his burger. He left.
He left.
When he left, I went and took my food in.
When he left, I went to go take my food in.
As soon as I took my food inside the building, the dude came back around the building busting, so.
Nah. because it was more than the time that he just described for dude to get to the end of that shopping center to go just get rid of the burger and all that kind of stuff. Come on, man. Something is not right here, everybody. I don't have the answer. I'm calling it as I see it. But that didn't happen, just based on what we know for sure.
Then as soon as I took my food inside the building, dude came back around the building busting. So
came back around the building busting. No, he didn't. He came back around the building, walked down to the spot, and then start shooting. And you were nowhere in sight. If anything, you were one of those people who began to move indoors when he's approaching, coming down from the far end of the shopping center. Because I pointed that out in my documentary. I'm like, those people immediately start moving as if on cue. They went inside. And then he must be the wife beater dude. Even though he's light skinned there, I've seen footage of him where he doesn't look as light as he looks here in this footage. You know. And black skin shows up differently in different lighting when we're on camera. You know. So this is probably wife beater, who, as the shooters start moving away, he came out. He didn't wait for him to get to the end of the shopping center and all that. You see? Which also means you could have come out and did something. You could have created a distraction or ran at him or put your own life in danger or did something, and you didn't. Hear this now.
The building, dude came back around the building busting, so I might have left Nipsey's side maybe 3 seconds.
Nah.
He was a rapper and all this old bullshit. Shook our hands. The dude went and got his burger. He left. When he left, I went and took my food in. As soon as I took my food inside the building, dude came back around the building busting, so I might have left Nipsey's side maybe 3 seconds. I left him maybe approximately about 3 seconds.
He says that more than once. And he nods his head slightly as if like, yeah, that's definitely what happened. You know. See it again.
I might have left Nipsey's side maybe 3 seconds.
3 seconds. That's the affirmative statement. And then now this is the cosign.
I left him maybe approximately
See
about
the
3 seconds.
Yeah, maybe like 3 seconds. Like, yeah. That means you're taking a mental assessment when you do that. Let's see, I can meet you at like 3. Let me think. 3? And you start nodding. Even when you got your fingernail between your teeth and you're like, yeah, that'll work. You're nodding. Yeah, 3. We'll say 3. Yeah, that'll work, you know. So that was that for me. You know.
I left Nipsey's side maybe 3 seconds. I left him maybe approximately about 3 seconds that I had left Nipsey and the dude came and shot him. We know who he is.
Boom. We know who he is. That's an affirmative statement. But you just told us that the dude came up and shook your hand and said he was a rapper. Now you say, we know who he is. Hear it again.
About 3 seconds that I had left Nipsey and the dude came and shot him. We know who he is.
We know who he is. We know who he is, everybody. So how come you haven't said it? You're being interviewed. I don't know how long this video is. It was a minute and a half, 2 minutes, whatever it is. You never say we know who he is. The person's name is so-and-so. That's who they need to go get. Plus, you've been there since the beginning, he says. You know. This is somebody that Nipsey was trying to help. Now, then you say, oh, he shook our hands and said he was a rapper or some old bullshit. As if it was like whatever, like we don't know who he is. He was some stranger. Now you say we know who he is.
And the dude came and shot him. We know who he is. It's no mystery.
It's no mystery. We know who he is. It's no mystery.
It's no mystery. It's no mystery. We know who he is. Like I said, it was
He repeats it again. We know who he is. It's no mystery. Smack the teeth. We know who he is. It's no mystery. Hear it again.
It's no mystery. We know who he is. Like I said,
Wait.
it was and the dude came and shot him. We know who he is.
We know who he is. Affirmative statement.
It's no mystery.
It's no mystery.
There's no
smack the teeth. It's no mystery.
mystery. We know who he is.
We know who he is. Says it again.
I said, it was
like I said, it was. Now he blinks because he realizes somewhere that he's already said, he's already tripped himself up. Because what would be natural to say, like, we know who he is, it's no mystery, we know who he is, smack the teeth, it's no mystery. Because like I said, because he was going to say is, Nipsey helped this dude out. But he realizes somewhere, his brain is trying to move quickly, that he said he shook our hand and, he claimed he was a rapper. So now he goes and diverts from what would be natural to say and chooses the following statement. Let's just take it back and hear it again.
There's no mystery. We know who he is. Like I said, it was it's all hate and envy.
See, and then he just goes back to his tagline. It's hate and envy. It's hate and envy.
That's all it was. It was jealousy, hate, and envy.
Jealousy, hate, and envy. That's the third time he's made that proclamation.
Envy. Nipsey didn't deserve to die like that. What seems to be a less talented rapper.
What seems to be a less talented rapper. How do you know what type of rapper he is? Because you said he told us he was a rapper or some bullshit. So how have you gotten to a place where you can evaluate his skill to spit? Who says he's a less talented rapper? Are you proclaiming that? What evidence do you have to show for that? Wait, hear it again.
Hate and envy. Nipsey didn't deserve to die like that. What seems to be a less talented rapper. Had envy and hate in his eyes.
There it is again. That's your fourth proclamation of hate and envy.
That's what it was all about. It was nothing else. It was no.
That's all it was. It's nothing else. He's now going to close the case for you. This is all it was. Don't think of it as being anybody else. This is all it was. It certainly wasn't me trying to get anything from Nipsey. No, it was just hate and envy, everybody, said Cowboy. Hear it again.
Had envy and hate in his eyes. That's what it was all about. It was nothing else. It was no motive.
It was no motive. Meanwhile, you have investigators and everybody on the scene right now as he's standing there talking. Why isn't he over there telling them this? It's no motive. This is the dude. Like, it's over. No need to investigate. You feel me? Like, what's the problem with this? Take it back.
Had envy and hate in his eyes. That's what it was all about. It was nothing else. It was no motive.
It was no motive.
It was no beef.
It was no beef.
Nothing. It was nothing but envy, hate.
And then he goes back into his envy-hate diatribe
Nothing else.
again.
There was no motive.
For the fifth time. Huh? And probably more, because this isn't, I guess this probably isn't the full video. But I don't really think we need it if there is more. If there is much more, I don't think we really need it because, this is at least, if I'm a police investigator, I want to get this guy into a room and sit him down and confront him with this video. What do you mean by that? Why'd you say that? What does that mean? Talk to me about this. And so, maybe there is some truth to his cataract eyes. Because He keeps saying that. So maybe you were the one with the jealousy and envy. Nipsey was doing it big, and you weren't. Talk about we had offices and we and all this we shit, and nah. And if the family sees this, what do they think of it? Does this ring true to them? Because they're on the inner circle. They would know more than me, obviously. I'm speculating. But, I'll tell you another thing, too, everybody. There's some footage of the. Let me see if I can get some footage of this damn vigil. Damn it. Wait now. This is him at the vigil. Alright? That's him. And then now, here is one of your security cameras. Right there, everybody. Right there. That certainly caught this event. Oh, and interesting, it says Nipsey Hussle's friend Cowboy is looking suspicious. Perfect. I think this is worth looking at. You understand? When you add to this Eric Holder with Chris Darden taking the case, and then Eric Holder pleading not guilty, him entering a plea of not guilty, and it's Chris Darden on the case. Come on. I say Eric Holder is not the dude. I just say he's not. You know, and I break it down in the documentary that I did. You know, even the run that this person that they have on this video, you know, which I feel like that something's been done to that video. I think I proved that in that piece. I went through that frame by frame by frame by frame, and even the way he runs off at the end is just it don't add up. He's it's a weird run. Like you're not running like you just killed somebody. Nah, I can't. I can't.
Anyways, I don't want to drag this on, but I say this is our person of interest, everybody. You know, like I say, if you just even a police investigator, just generally investigating the case, you know, this person becomes a person of interest just based on inconsistent statements. You know, I would want to know, okay, because he's been represented as a business partner. What are your holdings? What kind of car do you drive? Is your name on the building someplace on the documents? Are you on the as one of the holders on the lease? You know, or whatever Nipsey's overall company was. You know, are you on that? Show us some credential. Are you just a clingers on? You know, why didn't you speak at the funeral? I need to let you guys also know, like this, I started this video the day before the memorial, and now this is after the memorial. All right. So, because Black Sam was there, how come you weren't there to speak? I don't know if he was in the audience or not. I want to know that. You know, were you at the Staples Center? I don't know, man. And it doesn't help that then, you know, how do we know if the reason why we don't have any footage from the actual shopping center itself, maybe he had access? Do we know if he's the one that may have told the police that there is no, you know, the cameras weren't working or something, or, something nefarious, something is not right about this dude. If nothing but his demeanor is off. And then when he said, the world is going to miss Nipsey or something like that, he doesn't say, I'm going to miss him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I smell a stench. I smell a stench because I know from my own life, and probably many of you too. It doesn't have to be business. Just when you got something going, it's always some nigga coming up talking about they know they know too, like they wait you're established and here they come and they have all the answers. No, where were you when I was sweating it out and bleeding to get to this point? You know. By the way, what was he in prison for? Like to know that. I'm just not satisfied with this dude. The video evidence doesn't bear his story out as best we can tell, but as I contend, I believe there's something off about that video itself anyway. I think I proved in my documentary by going frame by frame that it was altered in some kind of way. By the way, if you've not seen that piece, that will pop up on your screen in the last 20 seconds of this video. You can click on it, it'll take you to it. I've linked it on screen, so to speak. You don't have to watch the full 3-hour video, just you can start after an hour and 28 minutes. I think that's when I get into the frame by frame breakdown of the surveillance tape. Just that they offering us a tape from another business across the street. It's actually the Shell gas station. There's an attached car wash. So we're looking over. It's shady. And anytime you have an event of any kind, everybody, hear this. I've said it a million times, say it again. The moment you have anomalies, that is always indicative of the sign, the footprint, and the stench of conspiracy. Because truth, no matter what happens, truth flows, everybody. This is why I love truth so much. It just is. You don't have to think about nothing. You don't have to do anything. My nephew, the Prince, called me earlier. And I says, how's school? And there was a pause. But I caught it. And wait, whoa, what's the pause about? What's that pause about? And he hesitated. He goes, well, how do I say this? And I go, no. There is no how do you say it. You just tell the truth. Tell the truth. That's how you say it. You see? Anytime somebody has to give a qualifying word, like, anything other than just let it flow, that means you're being deceptive. Because truth is finite. It has its rules that are fixed. I hate when I hear people say, I can't even lie. That means you are a liar then. But this you're not lying about? Why should I believe you? Or I'm just going to tell you the truth. No. I can't. That does not ever need to come out of the mouth of truth tellers. And so, such it is with any events that happen. Everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end. That's all it is. No matter what it is in life. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. That's it. And so, what a beginning, a middle, and an end would look like to this is the event happens. And even if you want to give us this long distance as security video, we would also have the video from at least the 3 cameras that are out that are on the exterior of the building that look right at the event. Even if we don't get into the cameras that are inside of his shop, we would have that. He proclaimed in his testimony, we know who he is. It's no mystery. It's no mystery. We know who it is. But then you suggest things that make it seem like the person's a stranger. It's inconsistent. I want this dude in an interrogation room with me standing there to ask the questions, damn it. I want to know what you guys think. You know, is this as I say it? Or is there something I'm not considering or I'm overlooking or whatever? Because as I've said before, the only thing that's going to satisfy me is footage from any of those cameras in the shopping center where the shit happened. And we need video statements from the other two people that were shot. Because when you get shot or you're in a car accident or something like that, it happens in slow motion. Anybody that's ever been through great trauma like that will tell you it was in slow motion. They all say it. They all say, I know from my own life, I was in a really bad car accident back in 1987 and I was not driving. And plus, God had already told me we were going to be in an accident. That's a whole other thing. I've shared that story. But I'm saying still, when it happened, it was in slow motion. I always say the person who does the shooting will forget they shot you. But the person who got shot remembers it in great detail because it happened to them. You know, somebody could abuse you. You know, if you're an abused person or something like that. Your abuser made it's nothing, but you remember it in detail and in oftentimes in slow motion. So I would need a video. I don't want to quote from them because people can misquote them, and I want to hear and see them saying what happened. And when we talk about the beginning, middle, and end, that fits in the beginning, middle, and end. Where's the update on them? You know, where's the hospital interview of them? Because we've seen that happen before. They interview people in the hospital. You understand? I cite for you. They had people that they interviewed in the hospital after the government staged the attack on 9/11, 2001. We have video footage of people being interviewed in the hospital. What'd you hear? What happened? What happened? You know, how'd you get out of the building and all this? That's just one example. So there's precedence for going to somebody's bedside, and I'm sure that police investigators have been to their side because they're investigating a homicide. These people were part of a homicide. They were shot. I'm sure police investigators have been to their hospital bed to take a statement. We want that statement. Who do they say shot them? And I suggest to you that it's not going to be Eric Holder. This is the Jedi.